Hey guys, welcome back to my channel for another true crime video. If you are new here, welcome and thank you so much for clicking on this video today. If you do enjoy this type of content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you do not miss a video. 44-year-old Karen Reed is currently on trial for the murder of her boyfriend, police officer John O'Keefe. Officer O'Keefe was found deceased on January the 29th of 2022 on the lawn of a fellow police officer, Brian Albert's home. I will leave a link to my previous video down below, but I'm sure you guys are hearing about this case. The prosecution is saying that Karen Reed hit John with her car and left him to die in the snow. The couple had been at a local bar called The Waterfall earlier that day with the Alberts and several others and were invited to the after-hours party. But the defense is saying that Karen is being framed by the Canton County Police Department. Now, we are currently at the end of week 2 of the trial, and a lot more details have come out on both sides. The state called multiple witnesses to the stand, including first responders at the scene. Multiple first responders testified that they heard Karen Reed say that she had hit John O'Keefe. But what the defense is saying is what she actually said is, could I have hit him? I don't think it makes a difference either way whether she said could she have or that she did, but nevertheless, she had been extremely intoxicated the night before and probably shouldn't have been driving. The defense is also pointing out that the only people who claim to have heard Karen Reed say that she hit him are the ones that have deep personal ties to the Albert family. Remember, John O'Keefe's body was found on the lawn of the Albert family home. Karen Reed claims that she and John had drove to the party and she sent John inside to assess the tone because she didn't believe that they were welcome there. According to Karen, she called him multiple times with no answer when he did not come out of the home and eventually just decided to drive back to his home where she had been staying. But the Alberts and several others are saying that John never entered the home that night. According to them and several others, the last time they saw John and Karen was at the waterfall earlier that day. But Karen Reed's defense attorneys are saying that not only did John go into the home that night, but he was murdered inside that home and placed out in the cold. They say that he sustained injuries that were not consistent with Karen backing into him with her car, including a skull fracture. They also say that these marks on John O'Keefe's arm are consistent with the teeth and nails of a German Shepherd. Brian and Nicole Albert owned a German Shepherd named Chloe, who they have since rehomed out of Canton, by the way. It was also not documented in any of the incident reports, including the official police report, that Karen Reed said, "I hit him." Her defense team is saying that they believe that John O'Keefe was lured into the basement of the home that night and beaten. They believe he was also attacked by their German Shepherd. One of the officers at the scene, Sergeant Lank, even initially said that it appeared John had been in a fight. The prosecution, on the other hand, is saying that they were able to pull GPS data from Karen Reed's car that shows her accelerating in reverse at 12:45 a.m. I didn't even know that was a thing, guys. They also found pieces of Karen's taillight at the scene and claimed that she had broke it while backing into John. But there's just one problem with that theory. There's video proof of Karen backing into John's car several hours after they claimed that she had broken her taillight, and her taillight appeared to be intact prior to hitting his vehicle. This occurred when she had frantically began to search for him. The defense team is also saying that John would have sustained injuries to his torso if Karen had truly backed into him like they are saying, but he did not. He did, however, have trauma to his head. So much so that they are saying there was a gash in his head that was so big that there's no way that all of the blood was outside. The Albert family home was never investigated and never searched for any type of blood or DNA evidence. During opening statements, Attorney Yannetti stated that the Alberts never came out of their home despite the fact that there was a body on their front lawn and multiple police and emergency vehicles. You know damn well that their home would have been searched had it been you or I. There were also text messages uncovered between the lead investigator in the case, Michael Proctor, and high school friends. One of the friends had said to Michael, with a body on the front lawn, the homeowner is surely going to catch a lot of grief. Michael Proctor responded, "Nope, the homeowner is a Boston police officer too." And even with a body found on their front lawn, the investigators claimed that they did not have probable cause to search their home. The Alberts have since gotten rid of their home after completely ripping apart the basement. Now, no one leaving the party that night saw John's body lying on the ground, despite the fact that they would have had to walk by it. Nicole's sister, Jen McCabe, was even parked in the parking lot, which is right where John's body would have been laying. There was also a snowplow driver who plowed Fairview Road at 2:30 a.m. who was never questioned by investigators. In fact, they wrote in their report that they contacted the supervisor of the plowing company and confirmed that Fairview Road had not been plowed that night. But Karen Reid's defense team did speak with the snowplow driver as well as the supervisor of the company and confirmed that not only was that not true, the snowplow driver said that there was no body. He also stated that he went back around and did another plow about 3:30 a.m. and there was still no body. There was reportedly a lot of snow, so not sure if that could have been a factor, but it does seem a little bit fishy. Now, I want to circle back to the pieces of taillight found at the scene and on John O'Keefe's body. The defense attorneys claimed that there was initially never pieces of the taillight found at the scene until after the investigators had taken possession of Karen Reid's car. They reportedly had possession of the car for 90 minutes before they indicated that they did in their incident report, and the defense is saying that that evidence was planted. In fact, there were multiple discrepancies in the police report pointed out during cross-examination of the police officer who wrote it. One major discrepancy is the address of the home that John O'Keefe's body was found on. In the report, the address, which was 34 Fairview Road, was stated as being 32 Fairview Road. They also pointed out that during his grand jury testimony, he called it 36 Fairview Road. The attorneys accused the officer of purposely trying to mask the fact that it was Brian Albert's home that O'Keefe's body was found on. The prosecutors are saying that the marks on John O'Keefe's arm were from a glass that he had been drinking out of that broke when Karen backed into him. They're also claiming that pieces of that same glass were found in Karen's bumper. Another major piece of information in this case is a Google search made by Jennifer McCabe, who is the sister of Nicole Albert. Jennifer searched at 2:27 a.m. how long for a body to die in the cold. Jennifer claims that she actually made that search at 6:23 a.m. when Karen Reid had asked her to. But Attorney Yannetti stated that there will be a forensic expert witness to testify that that is completely false and that the search actually did happen at 2:27 a.m. In that case, why would you be searching how long for a body to die in a cold and then a body is found dead in the cold a little bit after? I mean, that is just extremely suspicious. During cross-examination, several inconsistencies were pointed out by the defense team in the witnesses for the prosecution's stories. And everybody in the group appeared to be fairly close, and their friendships go way back, like some of them have even grown up together. So unless they are hiding something, I'm really not too sure why they would lie about how close they are. I mean, that just seems weird to me. It was also discovered that there had previously been a confrontation between John O'Keefe and Brian Albert's nephew, Colin. Colin Albert had also been at the home that night. Nicole Albert appeared to be extremely irritated during cross-examination and even huffed her breath and shook her head at times. Many people believe that the judge in this case is biased and also has ties to the Albert family. There was a text message that went viral of one of the Alberts referring to her as Auntie Bev. I will say it does appear that she is constantly shutting down the defense team and seeking counsel at sidebar. However, I do notice that in a lot of cases, judges appear to be more biased in favor of the prosecution, but that could be just because they were previously prosecutors as well. So I don't know. All I know is that Brian Albert is facing cross-examination next week, and I am really looking forward to the defense's case and seeing what is actually going on here. What kind of evidence do they have that makes them truly believe that this is a cover-up? And I really don't know whose side I'm on, you guys. I mean, don't hate me, but I think I might be leaning a little bit more towards guilty. But again, we haven't really heard much from the defense team yet. I will say that her lawyers kick ass and they're passionate, and I do believe that they truly believe in their client's innocence, which I think they're going to put up a great fight for her regardless. But I want to hear all of your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you guys think of this case? Do you think Karen Read is truly being framed, or do you think she's trying to cover her ass because she may have either purposely or accidentally hit Officer John O'Keefe? I mean, she was extremely intoxicated that night. But if you are new here and you did enjoy this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell, because there's going to be a lot more going on in this trial, and I really look forward to covering it more for you. As always, thank you guys so much for clicking on this video today. You have no idea how much it truly does mean to me. I really do appreciate you guys. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you guys in my next video.